Hello and welcome back to the Canceled Podcast.
I want to do it together now because we've been doing it together in the live shows.
Is it so weird for you to like sit down and do this now because of the live shows? Like it is for me.
Sort of.
My favorite thing about the live shows is really like that it's live, like that we can just like talk fucking shit. You know, like you can say anything, expose anyone, names. Like,
yeah, but we do that anyway. We just cut it later.
I guess that's true. It's just still like more unhinged and like offensive and shit. So now I have to get like dial it back to like this lives forever mode.
Yeah,
you know,
I get it.
We've been on tour.
We have been on tour.
It has been like so crazy, like just crazy.
It's only been like a little over a week. Is that not the craziest thing?
You have to be making that up.
No,
you have to be lying to me. Right?
No, I'm not. It's been like probably 2 weeks.
I've lost all concept of time. Like,
what was our first day? It was
New Orleans.
New Orleans, but I wish I knew the actual date of it.
Let's see what it was.
But it was like really recently. Like
even that, I was
our
like
1 week just passed like a few days ago.
I was posting photos from New Orleans today, and I was like, that feels like a fucking year ago.
I know, it's crazy because it's like you don't realize, like, I know it sounds so stupid like when I say it out loud because I've already tried to say this out loud to somebody and then I just felt dumb. But like you work like 6 days in a row and you're like, oh my God, like 6 days ago feels like a lifetime ago. But then I'm like, most people work 6 days in a row.
I mean, like if I work 6 days in a row in LA, it's just different. I think it's because it's like a meet and greet. Like you're meeting 100 people.
We're living the same day over and over and over and over again. Maybe because like also we've been kind of like, I don't know.
Well, that too. I checked my steps the other day on my health app, Brooke.
Are you getting steps or are you not getting steps? Oh, wait. Of course you're not getting steps.
At all. Like, because we go from especially me, because I'm not a morning person, you guys know, but I go from.
Not a morning person is such a funny way to describe waking up at 6 p.m.
Well, I've been waking up at like realistically like 2 or 3 and I go from the bus to the green room. I sit there and I get ready. Then we go do the meet and greet and then we do the show and then we do another meet and greet and then we do another show. And obviously this takes more time than how I'm explaining it. But like my steps are like 500 steps like
that
in a day.
That is really crazy.
And it's like, but I
feel like mine would be higher because I've been running all around.
Yeah, that's true.
Although I am on a Lyme, so like there's not a lot of physical activity happening.
I'm happy you're getting to live out your Lyme fantasy regardless.
I will say though, I really like I have my life flash before my eyes on a Lyme the other day and I almost had to stop for good because I'm like,
really?
if I show up to one of these shows toothless.
And you'd have to like be FaceTiming in from the hospital almost.
So yeah, remember Ken Urich came to our show in Austin and she was like, you need to be careful on those limes because like a bunch of my friends have like reconstructed their whole faces on the limes. And I'm like, no way. And then literally maybe 2 hours later, I get tagged in a story of a girl who limed home from our show. She got full stitches in the bottom of her face.
I'm begging you to stop. And then you wanted to get Heelys the other day. I'm like, girl,
Heelys
can we just
for
walk?
The venues because there's so much empty concrete, smooth floor.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's so fun. I imagine like the whole team just ripping it around.
It would be so fun. I will be planted, but I'll be.
You need 10 toes down at all times.
That's one thing about me. Just in everything, I think my feet should always be planted on the ground. That's why I don't ice skate. It's just
I can't see you being a very big fan of ice skating. I will say.
Yeah, no, I don't. I've never I can't. My feet have to be flat on the fucking floor, or bad things will happen. But that makes me a good videographer for everyone else's journey, you know. But dude, I actually can't believe it's only been 2 weeks.
And the fact we have 3 more to go just for this first leg, and this is the short leg of the tour.
I mean, I do. On the other hand, like I love it.
I love it. So no, it's so much fun. I just like I have to break it up in certain ways. Like it's helped. Like we're in Nashville right now. We've been here for like. Today was our first like real day off. We have another one tomorrow. Or wait, no, yesterday. Yesterday was our first day off. I was sick all day yesterday. But it helps to break it up a little bit because then you're like kind of excited to go back to it. Like we had bus call the other day and I was like, oh my God, I can't wait. I can't wait to get back on the bus.
Yeah, I miss the bus a lot. I really like living on a bus. I feel like Austin McBroom.
I am Austin McBroom. I want to use his sound. It's like, this is my bus.
There's parts of me where I get a little homesick or like whatever, or like tired, because it's a different type of tired. It's not tired like, oh my God, I did so much shit. It's like socially tired, like because you want to talk to everyone and give them the best experience.
It's like it's almost like in the middle too of the shows. Like when someone will try to talk to me, I'm like,
yeah, you have to really give it all of your like mental energy. But then I'll like get on the bus at night and I like imagine us doing it until we're like 40. Like I could do it for a long time.
That's why I like it, is because I like the camaraderie. We have such a good team. We haven't even talked about, like, we have people on our team that we didn't know before we were coming.
Mm-hmm. Our merch girl Ellie, our tour assistant Allison, and our tour manager Bree. It's an all girls team.
So fun, and they're so funny. Like, Bree's the best.
We actually might have her on. We're filming 2 episodes tonight. We think we're gonna. She's fucking amazing. I've never had a tour manager. Sorry to all my past tour managers. That I love the way I love Bree. Like, she's just fucking.
She just makes everything feel so easy.
And I love like a hey mamas lesbo.
She's not a hey mama's lesbo.
Really? Is that not?
No, she is not a hey mama's lesbo. And if she knew that you said that, I think she would lose it. Like, she's
but isn't
definitely
hey mamas like tattoos and like
no, hey mamas is like would Brie ever come up to you and genuinely say like, hey mamas?
Oh, like you think it's more
like
personality
that's how you
and less
define
aesthetic?
Yes.
Shit.
But she's also not aesthetically, like, she got her hair done for 5 hours yesterday and she's so excited to like be like blonder. Like, she's not a hey mama's lesbian. I actually don't know how they would differentiate between. Actually, maybe that's a question we ask her. Like, what sort of lesbian? How would you describe your lesbianism?
That's actually amazing. You're so right. We should take it right to the source.
For sure. I'm trying to think of like a hey mama's. Oh, bleep this. Is a hey mama's lesbian.
Yeah, why are they similar in my
They're
head?
not at all.
Oh, fuck. I'm digging myself in a deeper hole.
Oh, wow.
That's not very good. It sucks because, you guys, we have so many fucking funny ass stories from tour, like, that have been happening, like shit that fans are doing, shit that is just going down in each city. Like, Ari fucking sucked a bellhop. Like, there's a lot. We had a fan the other night who was
We can't say that because it's going to ruin it at the live show.
We had a serious stretcher hospital experience, but it was funny.
It was funny, and I know it doesn't sound funny, but it was.
It was so funny, but we can't go into these stories because we're telling them at the live shows, so we don't want to do that. But eventually, when the tour's over and we can tell all those stories, it's going to be so fucking fun. I guess we can talk about before tour.
Oh yeah, what did we do before tour? We went to People's Choice Awards.
People's Choice Awards. I had a great time at the People's Choice Awards, by the way. This was my favorite one I've ever fucking been to. It was like absolutely amazing. I think you and I just slayed, and it was like so iconic.
It was fun. I was drunk. We saw Billie Eilish. We saw Adam Sandler. That was the thing, is I didn't even know. You don't know what's going to happen at these award shows until you get there. And I had no idea. I don't know why I'm so excited to see Billie Eilish. She was not excited to see us.
I've always known that, like, Billie hates the influencer of it all.
Of course.
Like, or just hates me. I don't know if it's like, because she used to follow me and we would like interact, and I like loved her so much. And then I started posting a bunch of, rightfully so, I could see why she would be like, fuck this. You know, it was in my Jake Paul era. And I remember I started posting with Jake Paul, and she commented like, yikes, on one of the photos. And she
ate with that one.
She unfollowed me. And so, you know, like I know that she's not into all the influencer shit, but you saw that clip of her being like, why are all these TikTokers here or whatever? Yeah. Like, I wonder who she saw. I guess she was sitting near Bryce Hall.
I know who she saw because you could see the direction in which she pointed. We knew where she was sitting, and the only person seated influencer wise, because it was actually a little bit confusing. Like, there were like influencer like we were in like the influencer section of the People's Choice Awards. Bryce Hall, for whatever reason, was at the Hunger Games table. He was with Rachel Zegler. Like, he was literally at the Hunger Games table. And I kept thinking to myself, like, how the fuck did he end up there? No shade to Bryce Hall, but like Hunger Games.
You think he'd be more in like our area?
Like, I thought he would be.
So do you think she saw Bryce, and that's why she said?
So I think she was probably just like, what the fuck is Rachel doing with Bryce Hall?
But the thing is People's Choice is like
People's Choice.
It's about pop culture.
Yeah.
Which does involve, and it like brings the numbers up, right? Like, a lot of the most viewed glam bots and different things were influencer stuff. I think the most viewed glam bot that they posted was you.
If that's true, that's such a slay.
It is. So it's like, I don't know. It makes me sad because like I'm posting her like fucking nonstop. I'm like literally in tears because I cannot believe she's in the same room as me. I'm like, oh my God, what did I do to deserve this? And meanwhile, she's like, yeah, I fucking hate these stupid fucking idiot losers. That's what makes me sad, is so many influencers definitely just like really love her, and I
love her so much. And you know what? I hate, like, there's so many comments too that are like, yeah, she's right. She ate with that. And it's like, I get it, but it's also like, who's turning down an invite? If you're invited to the People's Choice, like People's Choice, any award show, like, are you turning it down? Realistically, are you turning it down? No, you're fucking not. In fact, You're so fucking excited. You're going out and you're buying your best dress and you're posting it all over the fucking internet. So shut the fuck up.
You were making amends with Josh Richards.
Oh, I was.
Yeah.
Love him. Wait, maybe not. I don't love him. I don't know. I gotta be careful saying I love people because they made fun of me for it. But he did, I wouldn't say apologize because he didn't apologize. I think he kind of just, there was like a misunderstanding. I think we all kind of misunderstood each other. But, you know, we had a good conversation. I really enjoyed it. I really like him. And that was fine. Okay. And then they went on BFFs and Dave Portnoy said I looked good at the People's Choice Awards. And so no beef with the BFFs.
Isn't he single? Imagine that was the story arc.
That's not the story arc.
You're Miss Peach's mom.
I can tell you so much. That's not the story arc.
Okay.
But thank you, Dave. And I love Miss Peaches.
I do love her so much.
Yeah, wait, should we talk a little bit about
humanizing.
Miss Peaches?
It's humanizing the fuck out of him. Like it makes him look so sweet and shit. It's like really cute.
I really like it. I'm wondering who's taking the videos of them.
That's what I want to know too.
Who is it?
I don't know.
I don't know why. I've been really curious.
If I was Silvana though, I would be sick. Like there's something about like, imagine like you date that man and like, it's like, you know what I mean?
Well, I think
like,
because she had a big doll, like, I don't know, it would hurt me for sure. But like, I know that's not why he did it, but like I'm hurt by everything. So I feel like that would really hurt
like
me.
Seeing the man that you just like left, like being all sweet and cute with this dog, like all the time.
Yeah, after you guys had a dog.
Yeah, I would be shattered. I also just feel like I didn't touch on Adam Sandler at the People's Choice Awards enough. It absolutely changed my life. It was the best moment of my life. I love him so much.
The fact that my two actual favorite people were in the same exact room, like literally only 10 feet away from each other, was like literally not okay.
And he looked so good. I just watched his new movie last night, Spaceman.
Was it good?
It's the type of movie I would absolutely never watch if it wasn't him. But kind of interstellar vibes, like you might like it. And I liked it because it was him. But in the movie, they kind of make him look a little older and more like he's going through it, you know, in the movie. And I was like, I had a whole mental breakdown again about just like a life.
Losing Adam Sandler.
Like, I don't even know what I will do.
The fact that we even got to see him and he talked for so long because he won the People's Icon. It was everything. I love like that we didn't know anything about like who was going to be there going into it. Like I saw the Hunger Games people and I lost it.
Yes.
I was like, that was my mission of the night. It was like, I have to meet Rachel.
You were being so funny. You were like going on and on and on about the Hunger Games and how much you love the Hunger Games. And Brianna Chicken Fry was like, she said something to you.
She told me, I don't like musicals. I said, your life is a fucking musical, Brianna.
Like you popped on her for a second. I was like, no.
What do you mean you don't like musicals? You're dating the songbird of our generation.
They're so cute.
They are, but doesn't matter. All I wanted to do was meet Rachel, and I made it my life's mission. And I looked for her every single break. There's like 30 seconds that you can like walk around, and then you have to sit down, or someone takes your seat at the People's Choice Awards. So I was trying so hard to meet her, and then I was like, oh, I just give it up. And lo and behold, at the after party, I'm standing next to the chicken sliders, and she's just wandering around alone. Well, not alone, with her boyfriend, her also very talented boyfriend who plays Sejanus in Hunger Games.
Oh my God.
I went up to them and they were so fucking nice. And I was like,
that is absolutely amazing. I do love that. We did end up spending like our entire night at the People's Choice Awards with Natasha Bedingfield, which was so iconic.
Wait, you want to know why I hate you today?
Why?
Because I swear on my life. First of all, I had just done Whitney's podcast like the day before. Whitney already beforehand, she texted me like, what are you wearing? I'm like, to not know like an hour before the People's Choice Awards what you're wearing. Like she's just walking around her house like looking for something to wear. Cracked me up. And she shows up with Natasha, and her and Natasha come over to our table. They're like, oh, we're bored at our table. Like came over to ours. And Natasha Bedingfield sat in my lap. Okay.
And sang Unwritten.
I've never met her before in my life. She came and sat in my lap. And then I obviously naturally started singing Unwritten. So she started singing with me. I have 17 cameras pointed in my direction. Tell me why there's not one video of the interaction
and cameras
in existence.
There were so many like professional cameras. So I was like, perfect. Like this is getting captured. So I just take like a photo. Like I'm just like, okay, photo, whatever. Had I known no one was like capturing the fucking video, I would have been flashlight.
One person. So I just have to live and tell that tale and hope that people believe me.
It was the most iconic thing ever. It's so funny because I grew up loving her and like I love the song Unwritten and stuff. And I don't know what it is about her and music and her image that you think she's gonna be so like recluse and calm, but her being best friends with
Whitney is like
yeah. So she's just like actually like so fun and awesome, and it was like so iconic because she went on stage and sang Unwritten with Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell because their movie like that's their movie's like song. So everyone was like obsessed, and then she just like came over and hung out with us the whole time, and I was like gagged.
She posted that photo. There is a photo. There's 2 photos of the interaction, but you can't even hardly tell she's sitting in my lap. I'm like, I just wish that everybody knew how amazing
and recorded
that was.
it. I would have, had I known everyone was fucking up, I would have.
There's a video going viral of you singing, and you're pretty good.
I keep seeing those. People really want me to revive my music career.
No, you know the one I'm talking about?
There's a bunch. I've been seeing so many of them.
This one.
How'd you find that so fast?
Because I made BB send it to me this morning because I'm going to do it as a sound in our dressing room. What? Yeah. I'm going to remake this in my dressing room. Why do you sound
I
good?
took my singing career so far as to be doing covers on my Snapchat.
Was there Reese's or no?
Yeah, I mean, I really think I'm going to completely revive my music career and quit podcasting forever. And yeah, no,
I think you really have a future in it.
the Reese's is so funny.
I've been eating like an animal on this tour.
Me too. I think it's time that we try Ozempic.
I think so too.
I think that
contrary to popular belief in the comments.
I'm not kidding. Because tour can go one of 2 ways. Like, you can be like super healthy about it, but it's hard because you're doing the same exact routine every day and it's super fun. But I think that sometimes you're in search of other dopamine.
Yeah, the only like ounce of excitement I can get in a day is like some kind of filthy, horrible meal that will literally clog my arteries and make me feel horrible the next day. But for whatever reason, I keep giving in. And I've been eating the most disgusting things you could possibly imagine. And it's fun for right now, but it's not sustainable.
Dude, Makoa and I have just been on that bus eating shit off of our fucking chest.
I had a brisket mac and cheese burrito the other day. It was so good. It was so good.
I want it now. I'm not even kidding.
But like you can't, it makes me feel horrible. And I felt horrible. Like yesterday, we're in Nashville right now. I've been dying to go to Nashville for my entire life. And I couldn't even get out of bed yesterday, literally.
Because of what you've been ingesting?
Yeah, I was throwing up. I was just not well.
It's getting bad. Like we went to a Waffle House the other day. I've been making Brooke, you guys, by the way. It is like my absolute favorite thing I've been doing. I've been making her hit the wax pen with me and like get high with me.
It's kind of just like, why not? And
it's been, you're so fun high. I'm trying to convince her for the next episode we should to do a completely high episode. And we went to a Waffle House and we were just like silent, snorting waffles and like being just disgusting. I took my ham to go, and the other night it was like 3 a.m. and I was just eating a slab of ham off my chest. And I turned to Makoa and I was like, hey, this man's gonna leave me be. This is so embarrassing. And C just like, what the fuck are you doing? So it's like
my whole reason I started like really going to Pilates and like really taking it there before we left for tour was to be in good physical shape for tour, because I wanted to be like feel good, like do good. I felt like I had no energy on the last one, and I've just thrown it all out the window. Oh, I did go to Pilates.
Yeah,
we've only been here a week. I went to Pilates once.
That's good.
But I'm gonna go tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.
Oh, that's good. I might fuck up a hotel gym. Who knows?
My friends over at Bellesa and I are literally going to be giving away free vibrators and gift cards for free vibrators to everyone who signs up for my giveaway. Bellesa is a by women company for all things sexual wellness. Bellesa's mission is to empower everyone to embrace, explore, and celebrate their sexuality. First things first, we have the Pebble, which is one of my favorite toys. It's ergonomically built to like fit in your hand perfectly, all kinds of suction, little modes, and there is no pesky pattern mode that we all hate. Then we have the Air Vibe, which has G-spot and clitoral stimulation. It's completely waterproof and rechargeable, and this is silent but deadly. Then we have the Thump toy, which does it all. It vibrates, it suctions, and it thumps. It utilizes Bellesa's new and improved Pleasure Jet technology. And not only is it waterproof and USB chargeable, but it fits in a discreet carrying case. And lastly, we have my favorite, the Bellesa Demi Wand. It's a revolutionary wand that blends seamlessly into its little discreet carrying case for all of your vibrator needs.
Free toys or gift cards for toys. Everyone who signs up to our giveaway with Bellesa wins something. Go to www.bboutique.co/vibe/canceled. Again, that's www.bboutique.co/VIBE/CANCELLED.
Thank you, Bellesa, for sponsoring this episode of the Canceled Podcast and keeping us very happy so we can do it. Back to the pod.
All these went to Bora Bora. Dude, I haven't even been able to go on my fucking phone and like look at their stories and all their shit.
I think it's helping me because for some reason I can't see myself on that trip.
I get what you're saying, like some of the chugginess and
No,
stuff.
I don't mean it like that.
Oh.
I don't know. It never felt real. Like it never actually felt like I was going.
I don't know.
I'm just watching it back and I just feel like I have every single time I've ever watched a trip happen where it's like, oh, I'm just not there.
I think it's breaking my heart because Bora Bora is sincerely my dream travel destination and I want to be there so fucking bad. It's so, and Grace O'Malley. That I think though, at the same time with me being sober, it probably wouldn't have been fun for me because they do get like super drunk. But like all the clips of Grace, like I just have such FOMO. I had so much fun with her in Hawaii. Like I know we would have fucked it up in Bora Bora.
I love her. I did text her. I texted her yesterday just to see like if she was having fun. And she said, as a good friend, I'll tell you, it sucks. But she goes, but that's not true.
Oh my God.
Didn't Brie take one of our spots and then turn down the trip?
It's funny because Maureen, the CEO of Tarte, hit up me and Brooke and was like, help us choose like who to bring. So we were like pitching all these fucking influencers and then to see them all there is like so funny. I'm just like, fuck, but yeah, Brie ended up turning it down, which is
for her mental health, which I
think Bora Bora would help.
Do I understand like not being able to go to Bora Bora for your mental health?
I'm going to Bora Bora for my mental health every time. That's just me personally. I mean, I don't know.
I get it if you don't want to like drink and stuff, but
I'm starting to think that at the end of this tour, you and I go on our own trip.
I think
to
we
Bora
should go
Bora
on like a straight up honeymoon
to Bora Bora.
Except you can bring your boyfriend and I bring up whoever is my boyfriend at the time.
And I absolutely love that. I want to talk about my boyfriend for a second.
I think we should.
I love him so much. And I know that that's not what the podcast, that's not like interesting or whatever, but
I think
funny.
That's plenty interesting. I don't think we have to have like want to,
You're right. I need to stop doing that. I'm in my new wholesome era and if people don't like it, they can suck a dick and die. But,
I want to suck a dick. I'm just kidding.
I was worried a little for him like coming because it's like we spent a lot of time together because with long distance, it's not the same as a regular relationship where you guys can spend the day together and then go home and spend your own nights together or whatever. It's like you spend chunks of time together 24/7 and then no time together.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. But we never spent this much time together and on a bus. And like we also do a lot of fun stuff when we're together. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to be working and in work mode and like, like what if we fight? Like, what if it's this, whatever? He has been the most amazing, perfect thing. Like,
yeah, he really is great.
It was like a test for me to see how we would work in that environment and having him here, like, it has been like just amazing, like sincerely. And
I think it's been good for everybody involved because it's like
my mood's better.
You need somebody who's going to, who sleeps in a little bit.
And yeah, and tends to all my random little needs and cares and whatever. And he's fucking perfect and I love him so much. But the other day, so we got an iPad together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got set an iPad in PR. I'd never used it. And I was like, this can be our iPad, right? Because we're both such iPad kids. So we downloaded Farmville and we've been building a farm together. And like I water the plants and then he feeds the cows and like it's really fun. It was my iPad to begin with, right? And he kept asking me like, can you enter the passcode and whatever? And so finally I was like, fuck it. Like I'm tired of like doing this. Like we should make a joint passcode and we share this iPad. But never in my life, Brooke Schofield, did I think I would be at the point where I shared an electronic device with a man. Like, I just can't even fucking believe, like, I have an iPad and like he knows the passcode and I know the passcode and we share this device and it's fine.
Are your texts on it?
No.
But well, then what's the drama?
Just still like my camera roll, my other things. Even the other night, we were ordering Uber Eats and I gave him my phone that had the Uber Eats open. And then I went to the bathroom and I was in the bathroom and I was
because usually you're doing some freak shit.
And there's just no world where I'm having like a man on my phone without my complete supervision. It's just the first time in my life. And I'm so
that is beautiful.
Like city girl down. No, city girl down.
No, this is a good thing.
It is. It's just, I'm like mind blown by it. I just can't even believe we have an iPad and we share a fucking passcode. Like
what is it?
Just kidding. I never thought I would see the day. I'm not even literally kidding at all. And I've been thinking a lot about my first relationship lately. And you know the story about how like he
blackmailed you. Was that the one?
Yeah, that's the one. And I actually want to touch on that.
I just saw my first photo of him the other day. Because I've heard his name, but I've never seen him before. I was like, wait.
Yeah, I was a lot uglier. Like this was pre-nose job, pre-teeth, no, we were in the same league when we were together for sure. Like, honestly.
I didn't say he was ugly. You inferred that based on what I said.
He's fucking ugly. And I can say that because of the things he's put me through. Oh, you know the whole story of the time that he stole my phone because he wanted to go through it. And he was like, I'm not giving you your phone back until I can go through it. And I was doing some sus shit, you know?
Uh-huh.
And he stole my phone and he was like, enter your passcode. And I was like, no. And he was like, well, eventually you're going to want your phone back. And so I just had no phone.
You told him you forgot your passcode,
I
right?
told him
For the
I
rest of
forgot
your
my
life?
passcode. He was like, no, you didn't. And I died on that hill. I was like, I forgot my passcode. I don't fucking know. I don't know. And I had no phone for like 2 weeks until he finally gave it back. And I was like, sorry. But it's weird because I've been seeing so many TikToks about my situation with him lately and like my relationship with him, like all of a sudden.
Yeah, me too. I think that's why I suddenly know what he looks like.
Yeah, like I saw a TikTok of a girl the other day saying that recently, like within the last year.
Oh, that girl said that he's still talking about you nonstop.
Yeah, that they like went on a Tinder date and he was like, you probably know me from Tana and like all this stuff and was like trying to flex on her and be so weird.
I
and
wouldn't
it was
even
like,
know him from Tana.
Yeah, like it was just such a weird fucking thing and whatever. But I've been seeing so many people speculate in the comments about, you know, was I wrong or was he wrong in the whole situation? And it is like a weird one, but it's like, here's like, I cheated on him. I cheated on him absolutely wildly with
so many people.
every influencer you can possibly think of. And that's not a good thing. But I always talk about it in the regard that like, I didn't know what it was like to not be able to get out of an emotionally abusive relationship until that situation, like of someone who like won't let you break up with them and someone who
like when you are out of it, but like they literally will not let you out.
Wouldn't let me out. And we were just in this weird situation where he was like living with me and we were tied together and my parents were super abusive. And this was when I was still dealing with them. So I think that I would try to like seek refuge in him. And I felt like it was like, you know, like he literally like fought my dad at one point. Like it was crazy. You know what I mean? So it was like, it was just this fuck situation that I felt like I couldn't get out of. And he was just horrible to me.
Yeah.
I'm like thinking of all the things that he would like make me do and like take my money and like just the craziest shit. I always see those TikToks of like things I did with my boyfriend and like still stayed with him. And granted, I didn't want to stay with him, but like I want to do that with him. But it was just so fucked. And I went back every time I would cheat on him. And I don't think that's necessarily wrong because it's like,
then you should have let me out.
Yeah. And so then, you know, he finally like let me break up with him and then did end up going through my phone and like screenshotted all my texts with everyone, not even just like my texts with like guys, like, you know what I mean? I remember he'd like found all my texts with like Cody Co from like years prior and shit. And he like found all those, but he also like found a bunch of texts that were like just me like talking shit with my friends, but like being offensive or whatever. And he like made this whole like YouTube video and had it on a flash drive. Like, and it was like exposing everything about me. And then blackmailed me for like all my money in my bank account. I paid him and he went and bought a car and like all this shit. And I had no money like to my name. Like I don't feel bad saying I fucking cheated on someone who blackmailed me that I paid.
And he's ugly.
Which is so crazy. Yeah, I don't like, he walked away with I think $76,000, which was everything in my bank account. And I had $0 and I had to start making money again. Like I didn't know how I was going to pay rent that month.
How is that legal? I think you should have called the police.
I really should have called the police, but I was scared he was going to like post it and shit. And he had this like dad at the time that was like under the radar, right? Like living in like motels and shit. Like you couldn't like find him. He like loved being like untraceable and like crazy, right? And his dad ended up having beef with someone, right? Like him, like that he knew. And so his dad was like a hacker and put all this like child porn on the guy's like stuff and sent the guy to jail for like 10 years. And the guy like went to jail for like a crime he didn't commit. I'm like, I was so scared he was going to do some shit like that to me and like fuck up what I had at the time. And like,
absolutely not.
And this was after I'd went through my like first fucking scandal. So it was like, I was so scared to ever. And I think Summer knew that, like how scared I was of losing what I had.
Yeah,
like,
so he took advantage of it like a stupid fucking idiot.
Yeah, which is awful and crazy.
That
but I've
is
just
really
been seeing,
horrible.
Yeah, he was such a bum ass fucking loser, drug dealer, freak.
Well, I'm happy you're in a happy relationship because that is not It's like we laugh about those things now, but like when we look back on like, oh, your boyfriend blackmailed you for $76,000. Like that's actually not a funny story
at all. And of course, all the gas stations in Vegas are the 76 gas station. And I would just drive past them all the time and fucking scream, cry. Like I was livid, dude. Like,
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. I was scream sobbing for like a year over that. He was such a horrible person. But
all of those things brought you where you are now.
that is true.
So much more successful than him. And in a happy relationship.
I'm definitely happy that I was able to make that $76,000 back and continue to succeed.
Easy.
After a long day, I like to chill and relax enjoying one of Mood's pre-rolls. Mood is known for their federally legal THC. Now they're adding their most potent product yet to the lineup. Introducing hemp-based THCA flower, the future of legal THC. Try it along with all of Mood's other amazing offerings like flower, gummies, vapes, and more. And for a limited time, Mood is giving canceled listeners a free THCA pre-roll and 20% off your first order. Just visit hellomood.com and use our code canceled. I love the variety of products Mood offers. My favorite so far is the cereal milk pre-roll. It's perfect for when you just want to lay in bed and watch movies all night. Besides the pre-rolls, I love the different variations of flour that Mood offers and how quick and discreetly it came in the mail. Introducing THCA flower, Mood's latest and most potent breakthrough in the world of legal cannabis. Since THCA converts into THC when you heat it, you get access to the classic marijuana high, and Mood has 10 high-inducing strains, the most potent they've ever offered. Mood puts an end to guessing games with federally legal forms of THC extracted from hemp plants. All of their products are regularly tested in third-party labs, sourced from small family farms and pesticide-free. Something for every mood, tested and tailored by in-house experts. Different strains for specific moods from euphoric to energized, creative to chill. And plenty of versatile products that go with whatever mood you're going for. Different ways to enjoy. However you like to take THC, Mood has you covered. Great for both beginner and veteran users. Great tasting gummies, classic flour, convenient pre-rolls, and so much more. Try Mood's new THCA flower today. For a limited time only, get 20% off your first order and a free THCA pre-roll. Just go to hellomood.com and use promo code canceled. That's hellomood.com. Code canceled for 20% off your first order and a free THCA pre-roll. Thank you, Mood, for sponsoring today's episode of the Canceled Podcast.
You guys, we really have to talk about something serious that's happening between me and Tana.
I fear this is going to end in a fight. Do you know the other day you were texting about this bullying me in the group chat and I was in the green room alone, Brooke, and I had to like listen to Screamo and like breathe in the mirror, like to prepare for you to get there because I was like, if she's going to keep this up when she gets here, like I don't know how I'm going to be able to emotionally react.
Well, why don't you ask yourself why this situation upsets you so much?
Oh, I have. And I will. Okay. So Brooke is, go ahead. Talk your shit, honestly. I want you to get it all out, no pun intended, before I even say a fucking word.
Hold on, I'm eating.
Brooke is dying on the hill that I clogged the toilet on the bus. And I'm fucking livid about it. Like I actually am livid.
First of all, it's not like this extremely serious situation. We cannot use toilet paper in the toilet on the bus. It's like you can only pee in the bus. You can't shit in the bus. You can only pee in the bus. And when you pee, you have to use like maybe a couple things of toilet. Like you don't use a big wad of toilet paper because you have to throw it in the trash. Okay. You use a little bit of toilet paper and you throw it in the trash. Okay.
However, I'm so mad.
However, on one occasion, another friend of mine on the bus had used a bit of toilet paper and accidentally tossed it in the toilet and they had to fish it out. Okay. And it was like a big drama. Okay. So I know that that person knows to fish it out. All right. So I can eliminate that person from this situation. The other morning I wake up, I want to go pee in our restroom and the toilet will not flush because there's a big, enormous wad of toilet paper in the toilet. I know it wasn't me because I just got there. I know it was not Bree, my tour manager, because she goes on tour often and I know that she would fish it out. I know that it is not Allison because I know that Allison would fish it out. Same goes for Ellie. It wasn't Makoa. And the only other person on the bus at this time is you. And let me tell you why I know it was you.
Why?
Because I was awake. I was awake and I heard you. You were so high. It was the night that I was high too. It was after Waffle House. I was so high. You were so high. And I heard you fee-fi-fo-fum into the bathroom. Okay? And I know because you don't have any regret. You just were stumbling. You opened the door, whatever. And I heard you go in the bathroom. You're in there for a second. And I heard you walk out without flushing. And I thought to myself.
That wasn't me.
I thought to myself, she just left her piss in the toilet. And so I just thought about it. And listen to me.
It's so annoying because you're so good at this. Like, this is the most convincing. If I was anyone else in the fucking world, I would believe what you're saying. I would be like, yes.
Okay, well then who do you think did it?
I don't give a fuck if it was the tooth fairy, Brooke. Here's what I want to say to you. Are you done? Because I don't want to be interrupted.
No, I'm not done.
Go ahead.
I heard you leave the piss in the toilet, and I thought to myself, this bitch just left her piss in the toilet. No, I'm not lying. Like, it could have happened to anybody because it's easy to just pee and then absolutely accidentally drop your toilet paper in the toilet. However, the only person that I'm confident would not literally fish it out is you.
Are you done?
Now I'm finished.
Are you sure?
Did I miss any points? Sound off in the comments.
Looking at Aaron is so funny. Like he was there. Brooke, I want to let you know that I have fished my toilet paper out of that toilet twice now. And I want to let you know why it really upsets me, okay? Because the first time I did it, first of all, you know me. You know how much that broke me to take that toilet paper off my puss. Off was crazy. It was like stuck. to wipe my puss, drop it in there because it's natural, like it's a natural whatever.
Yeah,
and look at it and be like, what have I done? It is the worst feeling in the world because you cannot go back in time. And the toilet paper, there's a little like net so it can't go down right. And so the first time I had to do it, bro, I sat there, I stared at it for like 10 minutes. I was like, is this something I can ask Paige to do? And I was like, no. I was like, no, it's not something I can ask. I was like, and I know in my hardest of hearts, Mongeau would do it for me, but I was like, I just can't. I love this man too much. So I sit there and I keep staring. I shed a tear, okay? I get down on my knees, I roll up my fucking sleeve, and I fish it out. And you know, I'm not even just the biggest hand washer, you know, okay? I wash my hands. I'm just saying it's not one of my favorite things to do. I don't sit there and really fuck, you know, like it's
You're
just
not
whatever.
a scrubber.
Yeah, like I'll scrub, you know, when necessary, but like I sat there, I washed my hands for so fucking long. I came out of that bathroom, tail between my legs, livid. Come to find out, there's forks. People use forks. They leave there's forks specifically for toilet fishing that I didn't know about. And I was so heartbroken that it could have been a fork and not my hand. Okay. Then I do it again. I use the fork. And
I don't know if you're helping your argument right now because now what you've drilled into my head is that it's a force of habit.
No, I have done it 2 times and now I've gotten a lot better at it. This was at the beginning of the tour, yada, yada, yada. And I don't know what it is. I think it's because innately I am bad. And so when I'm bad, like I hate being accused of something that I did not do because it's like, A, it makes me want to do it. B, it's like I would just tell you, I fished it out 2 times and you haven't stopped bullying me about this. Okay. And I can't express to you enough, Brooke, that was not me. You might have heard me. I don't know. But here's also the other thing. You had texted me. I can go into the chat and it was about 2 p.m. that day when, you know, you were like, Allison clogged the toilet. You texted me that morning, I think, too.
No,
like,
Allison
yada, yada. Allison unclogged the toilet. I'm sorry.
The toilet.
And it was like, everyone had been awake for so many hours before it. Like, I didn't wake up until 3 p.m. There are so many other people. I don't pee in the middle of the night on the bus. That is not my journey. I take my final piss before I sleep.
It wasn't the middle of the night. It was at night.
So you think all the way until the morning after everyone had gotten up and used the restroom?
Nobody had gotten up.
You were the first person to get in there.
Yeah, I was up at 7 a.m.
I want to go to like a lie detector. I am at that point.
Here's what I think is this is a classic case of who done it. Okay, and this is where my head's out.
And I know I'm easy to blame. I would blame me too.
Well, you have to take all the facts into consideration. You were under the influence of
marijuana
drugs.
Is not Percocet. I did not do it. I'm dying on that.
Do you think there's any world in which you could have like been like kind of half asleep, like you don't realize that you were the one? Because Tana, I heard it, and I thought to myself,
and I
because it was in the morning that it clicked.
Me.
It was in the morning that it clicked. It was like, oh my God, because I remembered how I thought you left pissy toilet. And I was like, oh my God, pissy toilet Tana just went back to her room. And then in the morning I was like, oh, that's why it didn't flush.
Brooke, I would bet everyone I love's life.
Okay, here's my thing.
I know
that my wrist would never even do the action because it's such a tedious task to even get the toilet paper off. And like, I'm so crammed in there that my hand would never even just toss it into the toilet.
I'm not accusing you.
I know you're not accusing me. I know I would never even allow that to come out of your mouth.
I'm letting you know that this particular instance was not me. And like, I will die on that hill.
Okay,
and someone is
let's
lying
talk
to
about
you.
who did it. Who done it?
I don't know
Do
why
you think
my
it was
money-
Allison? Because she was pretty quick to fish it out.
And that's the thing, because Allison's like, I could never see her being like, oh, that was me. Like, she would just get it out and like be kind of quiet about it. I also could just, I don't know why.
No, but that's the thing is there's just nobody who would have left it in there.
I have fished it out too many times.
That's why, were you exhausted of it?
No,
were you
because-
like that? Were you like, this is no longer my journey?
I don't think you understand. I go in there now and I have a little talk with myself where like before I even pee, like in my head, I'm like, okay, we're going to get the toilet paper and we're going to put it in the trash can. We're gonna get the toilet
You were
paper.
pretty high. Reference her Scaries in the Waffle House TikTok. That was right before the incident went down.
I was very high, but I'm going to let you know it wasn't me. And here's what I am going to say. I'm so happy that we waited to have this conversation on the canceled podcast, because you would have never communicated like this with me if we were off air.
Well, I
You
had
would
a
have
little
gone
bit of
full-
frustration because I knew that there was only one person on that bus
It
who was
wasn't
going to have
me.
to fish that out.
It was not me, and I'm willing to fish out any of my mistakes. However, I would just fish it out. I wouldn't even talk about it anymore at this point.
I think we need to hire the lie detector guy, not the one that lies, but a
Yeah.
real one. And I think we need to pull everybody on that bus into the room.
I would pay out of
But
pocket.
I really do believe that you didn't do it.
No, but that's not enough for me. That is not enough for
Because
me.
sometimes, like, I feel like it could have just been a true, like, act you didn't even notice.
But I had fished it out so soon. Like, I'm so hyper aware that it is not me, to the point that I am angry at anyone who thinks it is me. And I'm also a little upset that no one else came
I'm so sorry. I
forward.
left out an important detail, which was the size of the wad. You're the only person I believe would use that amount of toilet
I
paper.
am a big wad user. I will admit
the
that.
wad was not appropriately sized for any normal person.
But again, and you know, even when we started peeing on the bus and I was putting it into the trash can, I was using Tana size wads. And then over time, I realized that that's not a sustainable lifestyle. So I've come completely correct in my tour bus bathroom etiquette. And I, with my hardest of hearts, I know it wasn't me. And this just feels good to get off my
Okay.
chest.
Well,
And-
I'm glad we talked.
See, but it's just your eyes are not.
Because
You
I'm
just
unfortunately,
don't believe
until
me.
I have someone new to blame, I have to keep my heart where it's at.
And
I did hear you.
hearing me is also crazy. It's just like you're in your dark bunk with your curtain. You're assuming it was me.
That backs up literally to the restroom. I'm against the restroom.
I'm just gonna let you know again, Brooke, that I know it was not me. But if you want to, die on that hill, I'm supportive. I'm actually not supportive. Fuck you.
Clog McGee. That's the one that got you home when I called you Clog McGee.
It got me so good, Brooke. I was furious when you called me Clog McGee. Because again, that's kind of how Jorts get started. What the people don't know is you can be a severe bully. And we don't talk about that enough. We never will.
Well, I was just trying to protect the other people involved.
I agree with that. And sometimes I do think bullying is like constructive. Like sometimes you need to bully people out of the things that they're doing that are awful. But I just know it wasn't me, so it hurts.
Well, now that I have in my head that it could have potentially not been you, I do feel differently about it. But imagine me waking up and thinking my co-host had somebody else fish out her pissy wad.
I would never. That's the thing. It really is like, and you know me, I'll have people do some stuff sometimes where it's like, Tana, you might as well have done that. But I told you in my first Clog McGee instance, I sat there and I stared at that toilet and I thought, who on this bus can do this instead of me? And I knew no one could.
It's a really bad
sign. It's too, well, it's just, that's too far. Like if you do it,
it
you
is.
gotta.
But in this particular instance, there was room for deniability. So it's almost like, oh, I didn't make you do it.
But I'm even morally, no one should do that for you. And I do now know about the fork situation, which is awesome. It's not as bad as
I know.
a
When
finger.
that's another thing. When I'm calling you Clog McGee, I thought this bitch breached her fingers in there.
Mm-mm.
And I'm like, oh, she needs
As
big
someone
raise.
who has had a hand in that toilet, I wouldn't do that to anyone else. And I know for the rest of the tour, I will not be.
Okay, now I have to tell you about something else that happened to me on the bus, in the bath. Something really bad. The bus bathroom lore is that you throw your pissy wads in the trash. Okay? Why don't you go ahead and ask me what I dropped in the trash the other day?
Tampon?
Worse. my Invisalign. It dropped.
Okay, but so many questions.
I dropped my Invisalign in the pissy wad trash the other day, and I am still using that tray to this day. So now not only have I thrown up in this Invisalign tray, but I have also dropped it in the pissy toilet trash.
Like, were you wiping with the Invisalign?
I was
in your
brushing
hand?
because you have to brush the Invisalign. No, I wasn't wiping with the Invisalign in my hand.
Okay,
but
that's where my
the
head
bathroom's only 2 feet by 2 feet, so I'm brushing my Invisalign and I dropped it in the trash and I stared at it and thought, is this worth the $5,000 that I paid for Invisalign? Like, do I just give up on the process?
Absolutely. I'm so sorry that happened to you. It's bathroom, all the bathroom lore of touring. That's got to be the kind of footiest part, like the showers, you showering in these venues.
I made myself physically ill the other day because I was simply not going to be the first person to stop Richard on the road and tell him I had to shit myself and we had to stop that bus.
Dude, so for you guys listening, just a little lore here. If you have to poop while the bus is moving, you have to walk your little happy feet up to the driver
and
who's
you have
awake
to
and driving.
Tell Richard.
You have to say, hey, Richard, I got to go poo-poo. And he has to find you a place. And I've done that on a tour before. I'm fine with that. And all of the other people they kind of tour for a living, so they're used to that, whatever. But Brooke is dying on the hill that that's the most embarrassing thing ever. And it is kind of, but.
I just everyone was already asleep and I was just like having a bad time. I actually asked you if you would come with me because we were still at the venue when I decided this was going to be a major issue. And you said no.
Yeah, we were. Well, we can actually get into why I said no in a second. But how did you make yourself sick?
I took so much Pepto-Bismol. It's like not even okay.
Pepto makes me shit. I can't believe it makes you not shit.
No, it's on like literally on my rider because I'm like, if I'm about to shit my pants like before going on stage, pop a couple, I'm golden. But then for the next day, I've got like head bullshits.
Yeah,
because like.
It did too
hard of a job.
I can't believe it makes you not shit. That is crazy. So the reason I wouldn't go in with you the other night to poop. So it's kind of, I mean, it's not like I'm just like not going with her. You know, like I'm a good friend.
You're just fighting for your life.
Yeah, you wouldn't go with me at the People's Choice Awards, whatever. It's like fans have been bombarding the bus, and by the way, just
please
fuck y'all. No, I'm just kidding. It's been really, really crazy. We've had a couple shows where it's like well into the night after the show. It's like 1 a.m. and there's like 50 people outside banging on the walls of the bus. And that sucks for everyone that we're with too, that we like
just has to shit themselves and can't come outside.
Yeah. And they're yelling. Ari went out the other night and he was trying to be so nice. And he was like, y'all don't have to go home, but y'all have to get the hell out of here. You know, like trying to be nice to everyone out there. And they just started booing him, screaming, Tana, like Brooke, in his face, like won't leave. It's feral, insane. So once I get on that bus, I'm not getting off. So please go home.
Yeah. I feel like it's harder. Like because it's a bus, it doesn't like feel as weird as like showing up to somebody's house, but you are showing up to somebody's house.
Yeah, and so like going back inside to poop with you, I just didn't want to deal. I was like, whatever, you know. But I also was getting a little. It's so funny. We're literally saying like, don't show up to our house. And now I'm about to say that I wanted to show up to someone's house. I was begging Brooke the other night. We were in Springfield, Missouri. Okay, and we're sitting at the Waffle House. And I get a comment on my TikTok.
And she was so high that she might not have even known what she was doing in the bathroom. No,
I get a comment saying that we are 14 minutes from Gypsy Rose's house. And I wanted to go so bad. I now kind of, after thinking about it, like, I don't know why in my head it was like the Lincoln Memorial, Lincoln Monument. Like it was a monument, you know? And I now realize someone else could potentially live there, which is kind of crazy because didn't the mom like die in the house?
Yeah. I think it brings the price down.
For sure. I wanted to pop by though and take a picture with it so bad.
Pop by. We are on a moving home with a trailer attached to the back. Nobody's popping by Gypsy Rose's house in the middle of the night.
And everyone wanted to. Brooke was not down, but not thinking back, you were probably onto something.
It wasn't my journey.
I understand that completely. I'm like, you know how I get, like how I'm weirdly obsessed with Helen Keller. Like Gypsy Rose lore means more to me than
weird.
They're not the same.
I know, but I do get the connection.
Like it's
Gypsy's pregnant.
No.
She is.
I know, but no.
Could it perhaps be too soon for Gypsy?
Don't get me wrong. I want nothing more than for her to have gotten out and live a normal life and eventually have kids and get to do all the things with their kids that, you know, like a mother would do. But to me, it's like when you really think about her life, like she says it in the documentary, like the first time she'd ever been free at all was when she got to jail. And like, that's where she literally like was free to have meals and free to learn anything social.
But so much time in jail to learn. That's all you can do in jail is learn.
But you think she's ready to be a mother?
Is anyone ever really ready to be a mother?
Oh my God. No.
No, I'm on your team too, but I don't know how I feel. I'm more concerned about the state. Are they together? I saw a TikTok about maybe they were divorcing, but I don't think that's true.
Isn't Hailey Bieber also pregnant?
That's my theory, but I made that up.
I saw some shit.
Dumois, but like Dumois be lying.
That's true.
But what did Dumois recently have like really right about me? And I was like, who told him that?
Yeah, I think I think Dumois is right like 50% of the time.
I see a lot of Dumois stuff that I like know personally, and I'm like, well,
yeah. So it's like, I don't know either. I trust them a lot of the time. I don't know.
well, don't take it from me. Haley, I love you.
Have you seen the Risa Tisa lore?
I have not yet seen the Risa Tisa series, but I have been told that I need to watch it for my own personal comparison.
Yes. Well, here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to tell you in a second. You know, I'll get there. Why I think that you might be able to skip out on it. So Risa Tisa is this woman. She posted a 50-part series on TikTok. They were all 10 minutes each. So it was like 7 hours across all these videos. And it was part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of who the fuck did I marry? And she married this guy. His name is Legion. And
what a stupid name.
Essentially, she marries this guy and he's just like a complete lying piece of shit. He's making up his whole family. He's making up his whole life story. He's telling her he's going to buy her all this stuff and he never does and whatever. It was definitely one of those situations where she saw the traction and it could have been 20 parts, you know, and then she was like, or just it's the way she tells the story. Like I was watching it on 2 times speed. She's kind of one of those, like an Amari type, you know, just every detail.
Amari's would have been 600 parts and you would not know the guy's name was Legion.
Certain people, you know, they do that. And it was kind of one of those, but I was sucked in. Mongeau was like, Tana, I did not see you do one thing on your phone.
I love when you commit to things.
Like I didn't, I didn't do anything else. I watched the entire series. I was too locked in. I needed to know. It was very interesting. It could definitely be a TV show. It was really crazy, Brooke, though, because I was watching this series and sincerely, I don't know anyone else who has lived it more than you. Like anyone else who I could even be like, oh my God, that's like so-and-so situation. It's unlike anyone's situation in the entire world, except for yours with Clinton Kane. And you dated Legion. Like you dated a man who did exactly that.
Just everything. And you know what's crazy? I obviously like when that whole thing first happened, I like was hesitant to talk about it online because I was like so scared and I just like felt bad for him or whatever. But like the more, like the further I get away from the situation to where like I really do not give a fuck about that man anymore, I think about things every single day that I'm like, holy shit, I can't believe like there's so much stuff that even you don't know that I'm like that he was lying about that. I'm like, wait, what? Like,
first of all, I want to know. I would like a Risa
like
Tisa.
Just random like times like we got pulled over one time and we were in his car, like we were on our way to a trip and like he takes out license and registration. The car is not registered in his name. It's not his car. Whose car is this?
Wasn't it Taylor Holder's car?
It was somebody else who lived with Taylor Holder, but he kept it at Taylor Holder's house. And it was like for sure a car that he was just borrowing from them.
And like you didn't know for months of dating him, and you were right.
But that was just his car. Like I thought that was his car, and that was like the car that we took everywhere and whatever. And like just shit that's like, what the fuck? Like he lied about everything. He said he had like I would go to his apartment in Vegas and he said he had 2 apartments, like 2 apartments in the same complex, but I never saw the other one. And like the longer we dated, I realized the other one that just like didn't exist.
That's cool.
He would just tell me like about random shit that just it was not like he made up every single little tiny detail about himself, and he would go in such detail like all about like his church growing up, how his mom was a pastor at Hillsong United, which is like the biggest fucking church ever in like Australia.
And she wasn't.
She's not a pastor at any sort of Hillsong United. In fact, I'm pretty sure she works in retail. Like,
and that's exactly what this Risa Tisa situation was. Like he would just exactly that. And she like debunked all the lies. Can I say something that's like, I don't know how to put this into words, but like you're my best friend. And so obviously I'm very like empathetic for you. And like, I think that we have a very unique dynamic as well. That's like different than I have with anyone else, where like, I'm intaking so much of what people are saying about your life. And like, and I'm sure you feel this with me too, where it's like, you're taking so much of like my life online and what people think of it. And then you probably get frustrated when people are getting things wrong, or like you're interested when people are honing in on certain details where you're like, that's weird. I think people, and it like almost makes me so mad. And I understand way more people care about Matt Rife than Clinton Kane. Like, so it's incomparable. Like Matt Rife is way more famous. So you kind of exposing him like went so much bigger because.
But he also was so insignificant. Like in time wise, like I talked to Matt Rife for like 30 seconds. It felt like
like some months and whatever. But it like almost makes me mad that like when you started to talk about your situation with Clinton, like how it just kind of got brushed under the rug.
Well, it's because literally nobody cared about him.
I know, but it's just so crazy to me because
such a fucking like it made me feel better, honestly, because I was so worried about it being like so huge because I felt like it was such a crazy story that I thought it was going to be like this huge thing and it just wasn't. So it made me feel like a little better because it's like, oh, whatever.
Even watching this Risa Tisa shit, I'm like, Brooke, get to making part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like
it really is so crazy. Like just like a major important detail. Like I don't know if you even know this, but like his I Guess I'm in Love is about this girl that he dated before me. She's like a cute girl, whatever.
Which is like his biggest song.
Yeah. And he cheated on her, okay? Like with literally like 100 girls just like me. And what I didn't know at the time was that I was one of them. So like the first like times that we had talked and like DM'd or whatever, and he was trying to fly me out, he was dating her at the time. And I found that out like well into us dating. So like, just like shit like that where I'd find out and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Who is this guy?
Shit would like, obviously the people have never heard this. So when you say it, it's not the same thing as hearing it, but I've heard videos and, or stuff of you guys fighting or like voicemails and voice memos and stuff where he'll be screaming at you in an Australian accent and then he'll just drop the accent completely. He's like, what the fuck are you doing to me?
Dude, I have a 14-minute long video of him crying because I said Kid Rock was hot. And he's literally like, Brooke, how do you think that makes me feel? I'm like, hello? Like that's an American man. That is an American man yelling at me right there.
Like going to the extent of faking a fucking Australian accent is so crazy. Like I really genuinely believe like it, I don't know what it is. It makes me so angry that he is able to even remotely lead a normal life. Like there are girls he's DMing that like don't know that like.
Well, because he tells everyone I'm crazy and I made it all up.
But like knowing that you didn't and like seeing what it put you through as well is just like, it's even just with this Risa Tisa situation, it's so crazy to me that like pathologically lying like that to someone is not a crime.
It is. It really is so fucking crazy. But then it's like, it's hard too because like it's hard to not like victim blame in that situation because I look at it even like for my own shit and it's like, how the fuck? Because I caught him lying just as often as I didn't.
But same, you know what I mean? Like Tisa, like she says that she's like, dude, like sometimes I would even know he was lying and I would stay because people don't factor in like emotional narcissistic abuse. Like,
yeah. And he was doing a lot of people don't understand. He was doing so much for me that I was like, oh my God, like
he loves me.
Yeah. And that man spent so much fucking money on me that now I don't even know where it came from or how he had it. Cause I'm like,
well, a record deal. He was just spending the whole record deal, but you thought he had it like that.
But it wasn't his money.
Yeah.
Like, we were going on like the dumb, like craziest vacations and like stuff just cause he was like trying to keep up with this imaginary like persona he made, but it wasn't real. And I'm like, I'll pay.
Yeah, that's so fucking nuts, dude. That's absolutely.
But the commitment he had, it's like I really didn't lose anything from the situation except for my mind, but never bought a meal. Like he was the one who wanted to go. Like he would take me and all like 7 people to like Nobu and pay for every I'm like, what
and you
the
just
fuck?
Don't have it like that. I just want him to receive the utmost karma that I've ever wanted anyone who's hurt any of my friends to receive. And seeing this Risa Tisa situation, I think like fired me up again.
His karma is that his music sucks these days and we're doing bigger rooms than him.
That's true. That is, I just hate the idea of it ever happening to anyone else again.
Well, it's going to happen to probably 10 girls after this, but
yeah.
What's been your favorite city so far?
Again, I have not seen any of these cities. Like I get so emotionally tired from how much you have to give that I do sleep until pretty much the show on like a show day. So I base my favorite cities on if the crowds, like how the crowds are.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, who's been your favorite crowd?
We just had one.
We just had such a good one. Oh yeah.
And
better say the right one. Springfield, Missouri.
Springfield, Missouri, both of the first shows. Those were my favorite crowds.
Springfield, I think, was just one show. That was the show that we got like really goofy with each other.
Yeah.
Or was it? Oh no, it was it was the first show, I think.
Those crowds were just so funny. I think it's really fun when the crowds are funny and you get to be funny back and forth, and it's not like we're going on script, but we are telling a lot of the same stories. So a lot of times, like if you and I are telling the same story that we've already told each other and we've made the commentary before and the jokes and the funny stuff back that we've kind of written, it's funny. But what keeps us going is like, when something's random.
The outliers, like the random stuff that is different from the last show, because it is it's a lot of repeating. It's like watching the same movie over and over and over again without being allowed to take your eyes off of it. That's how I feel about the shows sometimes.
Yeah, because it's like, I'm going to listen to Brooke tell the story that I've heard her tell, and you're obviously still so entertaining, and it's still entertaining, but it's like watching the
fun,
same.
And I like sometimes like you'll decide things are going like in a different order or something, and it'll like toss me up a bit. And I'm like, oh,
that's exactly how I feel. It's like the fun crowds and shit that kind of keep me going. And
I'm excited. I think we're gonna start switching it up here though in a second.
Yeah.
I think we need a really good show for my favorite city that's coming up pretty soon here,
DC.
Yeah.
You have some plans for DC that I can't wait to fucking tell the podcast about that have to do with your last excursion there. And yeah, the show keeps changing too though, just because shit keeps happening, and I can't wait to tell all of that on the podcast. But
I wonder, I wish there was a way, honestly, if you've been to the show, can you comment if you liked it or not? Seriously, because I had to delete Reddit at the first.
Yeah, you've been Reddit free. You've been.
I have been. This is like the first time that I've been able to do it actually, because I know that I will not survive tour if I have Reddit. Like it's not like a funny guilty pleasure thing. It's like it actually will kill me like on tour. I cannot have that because I'm on a bus and I don't.
Yeah. You and I always, our approach is like, you'll at home normally be reading Reddit, know every little thing that everyone has to say about absolutely everything. And I kind of will try to just take in the masses. Like if I see a viral TikTok about something, I'll read the comments, and because I want to be in touch. And I obviously, if people are
Reddit is really mostly only the people who don't like you. You know what I mean? Like not the people who do. So like.
And I don't need criticism and hate on every little thing I do. Obviously, it's like if I'm doing something wrong and I'm in a scandal, I want criticism and I want to grow. But there's, and I've been seeing like the mass feedback from the shows and comments of people. And I do think they're really enjoying it, which has been making me really happy just seeing like.
That's good.
And just you see like the story mentions of people being like best night ever. And
I do love that. I love like the tweets and stuff. Because it's like I do of course want to know like how people are receiving it and like if there's something we should change. But I also knew like, in order for me to be good at doing the live shows, like, and feel okay about it, I couldn't have Reddit because, like, it is a lot of saying shit that, like, we should not be saying.
Yeah.
And that's why you buy a ticket, but that's also how I end up, like, having immense guilt and shame. And
yeah. And then before you know it, you're walking out there and you're like, hello, how are you guys? And it's like a shit show because you let all these
I got to
comments.
just balls to the walls and then we can read it after I get back.
Do you know Cher is 77 and her boyfriend is 38?
100%. I love that for her. What about Kristen Cavallari and the Montana boy? What? It's like a huge thing right now. The Montana boys are here in Nashville right now. I tried to go out with them last night, but I was throwing up.
You should really get to...
No, she took the only hot one, I think. Or like the one that I would have wanted, I think.
My favorite thing lately has been though, because obviously, like I said, I'm the most retired city girl I've ever been in my entire life. Like I'm the most retired I've ever been. So I have to really be living vicariously through my friends. And it's been so fun, like BB, our friends here. And I was making her like make out with guys last night, like a million of them. Just to like feel that feeling, like the city girl of it all, you know? So I'm excited.
I'm so jealous of you though. Like, that was my only goal before we came on tour was to have a boyfriend in time for tour so that I could have like a little roadie.
I think you absolutely could. You're just hung up on your main hoe.
My main hoe. Yeah. He's coming.
We are so excited to be on tour. If by the time this comes out, there are any tickets available for any cities, you know, we would love for you to come. It's been the most amazing thing ever.
It's amazing. It's fulfilling. It's wonderful. And we love you.
And you guys are just my favorite people in the world. Like meeting all of you has been like truly so wholesome. And I feel like we almost cry at every meet and greet and everyone's so fun.
I cry at every meet and greet.
Like
I cry at everything. I had a girl, come up to me at breakfast yesterday and she was a therapist. And she says that one of her little girls that she like treats watches our videos and she was like, I appreciate you guys talking about mental health. And I started sobbing.
Do you know that I met that girl on the street yesterday and forgot to tell you?
What are the odds of that?
I know, walking down a random street. And she
How
told me that.
cute.
How cute is that, actually?
Ugh, I started literally sobbing at breakfast. She's probably like, yeah, do you need my services?
Even today, we had a girl who came up to us and she told us that her mom died. And that
and she said she used to talk to her mom in the car and now she has to listen to us. That literally, oh my God, I will stop right now.
I know. We love you
Anyway,
guys.
today has been amazing.
We love you guys so motherfucking much. And we're so grateful that you listening to us, sit on the couch every week and talk about our lives has created this one for us. And don't think for a second that we are taking it for granted. Like every single night I look at these crowds and I'm like, holy fucking shit, I can't believe this is my life. And yeah, we really fucking love you guys. And other than Cloggate, we are doing amazing on tour together. And
McGee.
I think we might. Fuck you. I think we might do this
merch.
We might do this till we're 80. So
I think so
we
too.
hope you want that. And we love you guys. And yeah. Goodbye.